Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Mystery and Riddles with Slobo Babe and, well, with Dark Death. My bad. How are you today?
I'm doing alright. How are you all today?
Yeah, it's been a long day, but I'm doing okay.
I said them all.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Well, for Dark Death, leave a comment in the comment section of how you're doing, and I'll be sure to relay the message. Well, you ready to start whatever one we're going to do?
Let's get her done.
Alrighty, so let's 1 through 5 stars. Which one? This one?
Yep, that one.
Alrighty.
We're going to start us a hard one today. Go ahead and pull up the mini-map. Oh, the mini-map. Your HUD display.
Mini-map.
So that we might see something while we're running there.
Well, would you like to run there?
Sure, I'll run there.
Alrighty, there you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, slight change in how we're going to be doing our videos. We're going to start off every day like we just did. Here in just a second, I am going to input some music and fast forward for you guys as we reach our destination. As soon as we get there, I will continue the video. So, please enjoy the music. Cut the middleman. Let's see. Rewards question mark. Actually, I think this is the one I wanted to do because cemetery clues 0 out of 4. Okay. So again, what we are going to is this in the way. So what we will do is, for this video, I am going to fast forward us finding all the clues. And if you guys do not like that and you enjoy us finding all the clues, actually, you know what? I don't think I'm going to fast forward through this part. This will be our friend's talk.
You'll pay for that.
Well, unless it takes too long. Yeah, I don't think I'll fast forward through this part.
Well, don't tell them you're going to fast forward and not do it.
Well, things change.
I'm sorry about Slobo.
Those papers are for a patient that we just
Guys,
released.
he's not all
blabbered on
there in
about
the
being a
head.
fisherman, so you're best bet
I
to check
know,
that
I'm
out.
not.
We also had a patient escape a few weeks ago. You can check their
Might as
cells
well find the other
inside just
location
down
while
the
he
steps.
talks, because we'll hear everything you said.
I had to wait until he talked.
You could have left the area, would have still marked it off.
Yeah, but I had to wait until he talked in order to find the location.
It's all underground. Oh, you got to go back to where that guy was and walk in the
I
building
know.
there.
I was looking around, seeing if there was anything in the building or on top of the building. I got this.
Might as well kill and loot those two.
I don't want to loot.
Well, loot them, then you can get that pistol.
What happened? I had a paper cover. I might hold on.
Because we're only a couple hundred francs away. We're
To hack it clean off.
almost 700 francs away from you getting that pistol. And we don't get paid francs to do this unless we accuse the right person the very first time, and even then it's not very many francs.
Yeah, but I'm very good at accusing the right person.
Well, that you are.
That is why you have me helping. And we decided to do the series together.
Yep. And doing the series together, I'm glad we decided.
Do 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 do. Sorry, people. I'm not all there neither.
We both got a couple of screws loosed.
Loosed.
Yep, loosed. Remember, I'm not all there.
Well, I know this, slow-mo babe. I already looked there. Damn it. Or, sorry. Darn
Nope.
it.
Damn, it's alright.
Okay. Oh, I had to look at the rat
And
in
the
the bed.
mattress. That's all the clues for there.
Did it say it was all?
Yeah, Asylum. 5 out of 5 clues. Let's see, we've already got here 3 out of 8, and wow. We started here, went here, there's next. And there goes my ring. Oh, where'd the little bugger go? Light warning. Dark death. What's that? There's a little bugger. Need any favors while I'm down here?
Nope, not from you I don't.
Well, where'd it go? God damn it.
I don't know, find it later.
Well, I need to find it now. I'm gonna have my place in
Can't stop us. You can't outrun me. Piss on your corpse, man. Don't mistake. Throw it down. Liberty has no use for this bloody chap.
Sorry, folks, I lost something kind of important to me, so I'm looking around for it. Pardon if you don't hear my voice.
Sit up your head. Suffer! Don't rush in! Wear him out! I'll liberate the bloody head from your body!
Come on, dear.
Hey!
If I'd have known you had this toothbrush, I wouldn't have gotten a new one. I'll put in for 3.
I just got that toothbrush
When?
when I went to my dentist appointment.
Oh.
Sorry about this, people.
Something we tend to argue about every day. Personal hygiene.
Everything.
Yeah.
Not just
Yeah.
one thing. Everything.
I'm gonna take a leap for it, guys. Maybe that'll help you look.
Oh, I guess I will go inside. 2 clues. We'll talk to this person.
Prove my assistants took your jobs behind my back.
Maybe.
Always later and off doing God knows
Oh,
what.
I think he's talking.
Don't care how good he is with the blade. Don't trust a man who's stealing clients. That's the very good.
No. No. Oh,
Call.
he did speak. And then the other person's upstairs.
Well, what the heck?
What can I say? My boss is a good barber, but a horrible
Maybe
surgeon.
rolled over there.
I was using
I
his
looked
clothes
over
to
here,
make a
though.
little money on the side. Cut out the middleman.
Well, I can't just pause this and help you look.
I know you're running around finding that, and that's good. If you have questions, be sure to invite me in, but I have to find this.
Well, find it.
I don't know where it went. It's not that like this place is trash. It should be relatively easy.
No, we have a very clean room.
That's for sure.
Could be the fact that we're both a little OCD.
Yeah, except for the fact that it doesn't exactly look like it's fucking. You didn't you?
Maybe.
Please, help.
He didn't.
My wife is missing.
I don't think they can hear you.
Come on, bring the butcher. But
I'm
when I
pretty sure they can.
upstairs, she was gone.
Well, we'll find out. I'm a pretty dang loud person,
Please.
Yes, yes you
and
are.
that's a pretty sensitive mic.
However, if they can't hear you, the fact that I'm talking to myself in the mic is going to disturb them.
I'm sure they can hear me now.
Maybe.
No, that's a pretty sensitive mic, so I'm pretty sure my voice might not be the loudest, but they're definitely picking me up.
It don't matter to me, really.
Oh, I'm sure it doesn't.
Give me the knife. Or let me interact with the knife.
Oh, I thought you found an actual real-life knife. I'm like,
No.
we're not supposed to have knives, damn it!
You think I would bring a knife to this?
How about some
Yeah, no.
My assistant
I might.
He's a little slow.
just
in
wanna
that.
work.
Came in here a
I
few
won't
weeks ago.
bother no
Don't
one.
work, but I tell you,
What do you want?
boy has a gift.
Nope, not it, damn it.
Gives me some time to
Hey! Want some honey?
No, honey, I don't want no honey.
Honey, I'm home! Huh, honey
Oh.
jokes.
I got all the 3 clues. Haha.
How many locations have you been?
Some.
Well, what the absolute hell?
I was fishing a few days ago and I found a body floating in the river. Cut of arms and legs too. Must have floated.
I found an arm.
I didn't.
I
know what
found
to
it.
do with So we took it to the cemetery.
I'm happy now. You found an arm, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Ah, darkness, much better. Oh, look at the puppy! I wish it was like Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. You can interact with. Don't shoot the dog! Don't shoot the dog! We do not shoot the doggies. A cart of dead bodies. Alright, how many locations have we visited now?
Quiet so that I can think for a second. Alright, 1 out of 1, 5 out of 5, 2 out of 2, 4 out of 4, 4 out of 4, 3 out of 3, 2 out of 2, 4 out of 4. We have visited 1,
Every-
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All 8 locations. Okay.
Now, oh, wrong button. Let us.
Well, let's get to a nice place for our characters to sit. Why not him go interact with the civilians? Probably sitting above this bridge, I believe. Or just around. We'll make this semi-realistic. What the heck was that?
Non-realistic.
Is there a bench nearby he can sit?
I got this. It's Assassin's Creed. He's an assassin looking over his flock.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you would like to bypass our discussion, which I believe is on occasion one of the most interesting parts, I believe. Wouldn't you agree?
I would.
Please skip to the time posted right at the top of your screen. And if you do decide to skip to that part, heartburn? Sorry, if you do decide to skip to, ooh man, now me.
Get on with it.
Sorry guys, we both had slight heartburn. And if you do decide to skip to that part, we will see you here in a minute then.
Yes,
Alright. So, Pardon this current music cover-up. You doing okay?
If only I could turn back time.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, my buddy Darkdeath got some really bad heartburn. He puked up a little bit of his dinner. I'm sorry, this is probably really graphic information for you. He is going to be gone for a couple of minutes, so I'm going to continue reading. He's going to go get a little bit of medicine to help him with his stomach, so... Anyways, on with this. Filled with circled drawings and descriptions of various types of fish, well worn and looks to have been read 1,000 times. So, Asylum, a book to fish species. Asylum, fishing hook. Looks more like a rat. Anyways. Disgusting. Hidden under the bed is a dead rat impaled multiple times by a fishing hook. Kinky. The mattress has many small puncture holes in it. Alright. Statement of an inmate. Gills Benoit. An inmate. This patient lost an arm due to infection. A surgeon visited the asylum recently to amputate. The body in the cemetery also looked to have very clean cuts. No hesitation. Okay. Asylum. Torn medical journal. Okay, yeah. Pages from a torn-up medical journal belonging to a surgeon named Dr. Leonard Ernie. It is filled with drawings of the human anatomy and surgical procedures. It also has a large list of patients and their addresses. All but one has been crossed off. A patient named Charlotte Doiron, who lives at 9 Rue de la Muette. There is also a return address for the surgeon at 8 Rue Polivio, however you say that. Both addresses would be worth a visit. I believe we've visited both of those. Butcher shop. Butcher's knives. Butcher's knives. They look to be part of a set, though a large cleaver is missing. Ooh. Huh. It was the butler. I tell you, it was the butler. Let's see. Butcher shop. Statement of the butcher. Edgar Duchamp, the butcher. The butcher mentioned someone came into his shop rambling about a corpse. He seems pretty relaxed and likes to fish. Hired a new assistant who is good with a knife. Let's see, so... a large cleaver is missing from a knife set. There is a... fishing book. Now we just gotta find out who this is, and I believe that is our person. Simon Lurie, butcher's assistant. Definitely not right in the head. Did not say much, but his boots were caked with sand. Caked with sand. The dead body is dismembered. These cuts are precise surgical. There is not much blood, but plenty of sand in the wounds. A fish hook was left attached to the flesh, and the skin is covered in puncture wounds. Man, this guy's a psychopath. Likes to poke little holes. Cemetery, footprints. A heavy set of footprints. Okay. Satchel at the cemetery. A small satchel that contains bait, hooks, and fishing line. It also contains a ripped proof of release document stamped by officials at La Separetere. However that said, it's French. I don't know my French. The asylum next door. The name of who was released is illegible. Seaweed at the cemetery. The same algae that grows by the river Seine. It is also covered in sand. Dock. Human limb. A severed arm. Looks to be female. There are fresh scratches on the wrists. Bron Latour. Doc. Statement. Oh, this might be our murderer. Admitted to finding the body and says it came from upstream. Says didn't know what to do with the body, so he took it to the asylum's graveyard. Claims he did not murder anyone, but something is clearly twisted in his mind. I believe this may be our guy. Suspect number 1, I claim. Being as my friend Dark Death is out, if I'm going to finish reading all this and then I'll go back over it with him, I'll add music and a time skip. But in the meantime, I'll keep reading. Bernard Lasley runs the asylum. He verified the authenticity of the release papers I found in the satchel. The released inmate described in the papers apparently had plans to become a fisherman. The asylum also had a patient just a few weeks ago. Ah, Dark Death, you're back. Feeling any better?
Yes, much. I apologize for that, people. Sometimes emergency situations come up and I cannot help myself.
Yep, I explained. I believe they will agree that you were excused. I'm going to read all of this. I'll add some music and fast forward and let you reread all of it. But I believe it was the fisherman at the docks. That's my suspect number 1. You'll figure this out when you reread all of it. Anyways, let's continue. Uncooked meat from a butcher shop. Looks like it hasn't been cut very long. The shop must be nearby. Signs of struggle. His wife put up quite a struggle. Her attacker looks to have had a lot of trouble with her, as the house is a mess. Potential victim's husband. The missing woman's husband is in a panic. Says his wife had just gone to the butcher before she went missing. Seems genuine. House. Trail of blood. There is blood all over the house. It is unlikely his wife is alive. It looks like the body was dragged and then bagged up to carry. Statement of surgeon's assistant. Theory Dion. Surgeon's assistant. Claims his boss is a terrible surgeon, not saying much other than he's taking on outside jobs for extra money.
Hold on. So, a surgeon... was the butcher a surgeon?
No.
Right.
The butcher was not a surgeon.
Who's the surgeon? Go down one.
Yep, I was about to say I'm about to get to that. But like I said, my number 1 suspect at the moment, you will probably agree with me when you reread. I'm probably going to find a number 2 that will be a new number 1 later on. But like I said, you'll find this all out when you reread. Dr. Leonard Ernie, surgeon. The journal from the asylum belongs to the surgeon. Looks like his assistant left it behind after sneaking off to conduct an off-the-books amputation at the asylum. Does not trust his assistant. A large and very sharp cleaver. Could be part of a set. That's probably where the cleaver went missing in earlier one. Shack. Leather straps. These look like the kind of leather straps worn to control a prisoner or a patient. They are caked in dried blood. 50 Shades of Grey.
No, we are not bringing shakiness into our murder.
Too late. The shack, pile of corpses. The corpses look like they have been sitting here for at least a week. They were hacked to pieces and are now impossible to identify. Shack, torn journal. The pages belong to a surgeon's journal. They show diagrams of the human anatomy. Several names of patients are crossed out. Could be potential murder victims.
Can I see that?
Yep. So right here, I'm gonna let my lovely assistant, Darkdeath, go through and reread. And we will be right back. Please enjoy the music and the fast forwarding.
So, I have looked at all of the evidence and have a couple sneaking suspicions. Would you like to hear some of them?
Yes, let us begin discussing.
Okay, first off, I believe that the fisherman was the released patient from the asylum.
Okay. I could see that because of the puncture wounds in the rat and mattress, possibly due to a fishing hook.
And this book right here.
Mm-hmm.
A book, Guide to Fish Species. Asylum, mattress, and the patient lost an arm due to... Yeah, okay. And then, right here is a torn medical journal that states Dr. Leonard Ernie is filled with drawings of the human anatomy and surgical procedures. It is also has a large list of patients and their addresses. So this guy knew all the patients and their addresses.
Okay.
So this is my number one suspect right now.
Is the doctor.
Yep. Let me continue.
Okay.
Surgeon. See, because the surgeon right here visited the asylum recently to amputate the body, and the cemetery also looked to have very clean cuts, no hesitation, suggesting surgeon.
Okay, so someone who is used to cutting.
Exactly.
Okay, I can see your reasoning.
The butcher knife. No, I'll get back to that. Okay, so the butcher's assistant is definitely not right in the head. Not say much, but his boots were caked with sand. Okay?
Okay.
Keep that in mind.
Yep.
The body is dismembered. These cuts are precise. Surgical. There is not much blood, but plenty of sand in the wounds. A fish hook was left attached to the flesh, and the skin is covered in puncture wounds. Okay, so what this is telling me is that it wasn't the fisherman who did the surgical cuts. However, I believe how the fisherman was able to drag the body back to shore. Statement of the fisherman
Was
said
fishing. him out.
Exactly.
Okay.
Admitted to finding the body and says it came from upstream. Says didn't know what to do with the body, so he took it to the asylum's graveyard. This means he knew where the asylum was because he used to live there.
Okay.
So I don't believe it's a fisherman.
Okay, I could see that. And we discussed as you were rereading, this is a either level 4 or 5. So I'm guessing that the murder, the fish hook is all over, pointing everyone to the fisherman. But you do make really good points, and I do agree with you. But was it the doctor or the assistant?
That is the question that I will be getting to here in a second.
Okay.
Seaweed, the same algae that grows by the river Seine, is also covered in sand. So, the question is, however, is it upstream as well? See, because here is my question. Cemetery, a heavy set of footprints. Which means the cemetery is not made of sand. And I didn't read in any of this that somebody else had, like, dirt smudged on their boots or anything. So...
Besides, was it the the surgeon's assistant who had the caked
Oh, wait a
sand?
minute. Never mind. I just remembered something. The fisherman placed the body in the cemetery.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So
that would make sense.
The murder happened before the body got to the cemetery. Therefore, we need everything that to do with the cemetery needs to be taken away, because everything in the cemetery will belong to the fisherman. For the simple fact of the matter is the fisherman is the one that put the
body
there. And nobody was there when the fisherman did this. Okay. Okay, so...
But his boots were caked with
in
sand.
I'm getting there. Just wait for it.
Okay.
Alright, on the dock, the human limb. A severed arm looks to be female. There are fresh stitches on the wrist.
Scratches.
Oh, scratches on the wrist. Sorry, I read that wrong. Statement of the fisherman. Admitted to finding the body, like I read earlier. The gate. Statement of the asylum director, I believe. Yeah. He verified the authenticity of the release papers for the fisherman, as I was saying. The raw meat. This looks to me like somebody was a cannibal. You know the bodies in the cart?
Yeah.
So I think that's where that comes in, but that's not who killed him. They're just taking the butcher knife was used to probably cut up the dead people because it was in the shack with the dead people.
Mm-hmm.
Leather straps. Most likely they got the dead people from the asylum. It's all fishy, but this leads me to believe that they had other means than just murdering somebody and throwing them in a tree.
And then here's a thought. So an asylum is a place for insane people, correct? Yeah. And all the cuts on the dead body were very precise. If you were getting cut up, you would struggle, correct?
Mm-hmm.
These leather straps probably could have been used to hold the body down so it couldn't struggle as much, making more precise cuts. Because they are caked in dried blood.
That is a very valid point. Pile of corpses in the shack. The corpses look like they have been sitting here for at least a week. They were hacked to pieces and are now impossible to identify. Here's a clue towards the butcher's assistant. The butcher's assistant would just start hacking meat and not make precise cuts, though.
Mm-hmm.
However, if he had...
Well, I'm going to interrupt you right here for a minute. So,
yes,
me and my family are butcher our own animals.
I know what you're saying.
And, well, I know Oh god, I just put myself in the eye! Oh.
Sorry about this, people.
Anyway, I've got a few screws loose, that is for sure.
Well,
Anyways, but like I was saying, me and my family used to butcher our own animals, and we'd make precise cuts.
Yes. However, it's not as precise as a surgeon.
That is also true.
See, when you cut meat, like a butcher cuts meat, or people who butcher their own meat, you're not making incisions in the flesh for... Well, I mean, you're making incisions. You see what I'm saying, though?
Yes, I do.
Please explain it, because I don't know how to.
Okay, so...
And bring your volume down.
Well, I'm making sure they can hear me, because the microphone is closer to you than it is to me. But I did that for a reason, because I have a louder voice and you have a much more toned down voice.
Yes.
So, just so I can clarify things in my head, re-explain that to me the best you can one more time.
Alright, I'll just explain. So basically, a butcher is going to be able to cut meat. But if you look at the meat when you're cutting meat, it's not going to be precise. There's still going to be indentations and little screw-ups here and there. Not
compared
precise.
to a surgeon who is used to having to work around vital veins.
Precise.
Yes.
They are precise cuts. This leads me towards the doctor. Now, here's my stump. I don't believe we really have enough evidence to put it to either the doctor or the surgeon. Or, they're the same person. The surgeon or the assistant. So, let me think on this for a minute, and I will give you my number one suspect.
Well, while you were thinking, I'm going to argue with you and give the viewers a good debate. So we obviously narrowed it down to either the doctor or the assistant.
Yes.
The only thing that so obviously we narrowed it down because they are both working with very precise cuts. The assistant has a screw. It even says that the assistant seems to have a couple of screws loose, like you and me do, just in a different sense. That's a big factor for me, but it's not a big enough factor to really push me all the way towards him. But some people who have screws loose, I watch murder files on TV all the time just for the entertainment. There's normally someone that has a screw loose doesn't have that thing that goes click. Bad idea.
Yeah.
And hold on before you hold that idea. And he started doing side jobs to make extra cash.
No, the surgeon took side jobs.
It was a surgeon's assistant.
No. Statement of surgeon's assistant. Claims his boss is a terrible surgeon. Not saying much other than he's taking an outside job for extra money. I believe the surgeon is taking it. Let's see. The journal from the asylum belongs to the surgeon. It looks like his assistant left it behind after sneaking off to conduct an off-the-books amputation at the asylum. Does not trust his assistant.
Pointing to the assistant taking the side jobs.
Yes, I see. The assistant of the surgeon, not
yes.
But the assistant of the surgeon and the assistant... does it have the assistant of the... butcher's assistant are two different people. Sand. You know, the butcher's assistant probably had to go through the sand to get to the shack.
That's true, where the butcher's knife was left. And the fisherman found the body floating down from upstream.
Yeah, well, upstream... No, hold on. Let me look at the map here. Because I'm pretty sure this is upstream. This is downstream. Maybe.
Well, either way, you're going to have to walk through sand to get to the water.
Yes.
All around.
This is a butcher shop. he would have to walk down here and then walk this way.
With our character, let's run over to place your marker right there. And, yeah, right there. Let's run to that spot and see if there is a trail that leads from the, pavement to the water that does not touch the sand. And it looks like either way you'd be touching some sand either way unless you were very delicate with your step.
Yeah. And I definitely don't think it's him.
Who is that?
That's the fisherman.
Okay, yeah.
However, you have to
Walk this,
through.
the sand to get to the shack.
Okay, never mind, I was wrong. See how the water is moving?
Mm-hmm.
This is upstream from the shack.
Hold on, look at the water one more time. Yeah, it is moving from the shack, isn't it? Except for that big graphic line, but either way the water's still moving in one direction.
Well, the graphic line is still moving that way too.
That graphic line is going to drive me up a wall now.
So if the butcher...
That was a really dramatic fall.
Yes, it was.
It seems pretty well gated in, though. So a dead body couldn't have just rolled out.
No. But... he could have been, like, trying to wash the meat with the river, but I doubt it. Ooh, cat.
Ooh, look at the kitty. Wouldn't seem very sanitary, especially because all sewage led to the rivers in this time of day.
I do still believe that the butcher was selling cannibalism meat. But my question is, who actually killed?
Yeah.
Because I don't believe that the butcher would have a job like this by himself and just just go out and kill a bunch of people, cut them up, and then sell them in a shop.
Mm-hmm.
Or the assistant. However, if the surgeon kills them, knowing their address, and then gives them to the butcher's assistant, who cuts them up and takes them to the butcher, and the butcher sells them, that would be very liable. Would be a very liable accusation, would it not?
Yeah, I agree with you. But I want to look at one more piece of information. So the raw meat sitting at the butcher's shop, I'm going to walk you through while you get to a high spot. The raw meat sitting in the butcher's shop was not set out for long. How long were the bodies there? How old are they?
Probably not that old if they're planning on selling the meat and actually hacking them up like that. Actually, I don't need to go in there. This is what I need. This is the house, cemetery, there, and asylum.
Office.
This would be where the doctor is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just gonna mark that for later. So, what we need to actually make a decision based on what we have. So, what do you think we should do?
So currently we have three suspects. We have the doctor, his assistant, and the butcher. The butcher's assistant.
I haven't really thought about the doctor's assistant very much. The doctor's assistant was taking extra jobs. Maybe his extra job was to get the bodies for the butcher's assistant.
It doesn't clarify what extra jobs it was. That's why I'm bringing that up.
Yeah.
It said off the books jobs, which for all we know they could have been medical. They could have been purposely failed medical to kill the person.
Yeah.
Man, this is a hard one.
butcher's assistant. I think it's one of the assistants.
Okay. So
'Cause,
we're
I
gonna.
mean, the butcher and the surgeon already have their practices, and they probably wouldn't want to fuck it up.
Yeah.
Sorry about my language.
Understand. I'll let that one slide.
So it's probably a deal between the two assistants. I would. Do you mind if I try and accuse the surgeon's assistant?
I'm leaning towards the surgeon's assistant too. Well, right fast. Look at the butcher's assistant statement.
Yeah, he had sand on it.
No, not. I want to look at his statement specifically for the. You're not going to be able to look while in the middle of combat.
Are you sure?
Oh, that's hilarious! Oh, someone's just aiming at a gun at me. I'm going to pull up some notes.
Definitely not right in the head, did not say much, but his boots were caked with sand.
I think it's the butcher's assistant.
Why?
Just due to the fact that his boots were caked with sand. Was the surgeon's assistant Sandy?
I don't know. I didn't read anything about that. Because the surgeon's office. Yep. Claims his boss is a terrible surgeon, not saying much other than he's taking on outside jobs for extra money.
Yeah, so his boots wouldn't have been caked in sand. See, my only issue here is it's clearly the butcher's assistant who had to go down to the docks.
Yes, but what I'm saying is he only went down there to do the butchering of the people, and then, but he didn't kill him. Somebody else had to have killed him.
Which would be the surgeon's assistant.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
And I swear to God, if we get this wrong 3 times in a row, I'm gonna smack the crap out of you for leading me in the wrong direction.
Well, hold on. So you're saying it was the surgeon's assistant?
Yes, I am.
I'm saying it was the butcher's assistant. Shall we place a bet?
What type of bet?
I don't know. Do we want to bet? Do we want to bet something on who is right? We'll just make an empty bet. So you're saying it was the surgeon's assistant. I'm saying it's the butcher's assistant. We'll find out who is right.
Who's this guy?
Speak to him.
Of course, that's my journal.
It doesn't tell me who this one is.
Well, go to your database. Go to the surgeon's assistant and then press square. It's that guy.
Who's this guy?
Of course, that's my journal. Proof my assistant is taking jobs behind. You have to be kidding. I've barely enough time between dealing with patients and my backstabbing assistant. Stop.
Nope, that was the surgeon.
Oh no. Shoot.
Okay, so, well, we're clearly not getting the money reward, but, well, we'll still find out who was right.
I chose the wrong guy.
What can I say? My boss is a good barber, but a horrible surgeon. You think that just because I amputated some patient's infected arm, that I could commit murder?
Nope, wasn't the surgeon's assistant.
Watch us both be wrong. I told you we'd get it wrong 3 times in a row.
Okay, now which one's the assistant? Probably the guy stoking the fire.
Probably.
I just
Or
want to
cleaning
work.
the mess.
I won't bother no one. What do you want? Let me cut meat.
There was so much to cut, so little time.
Haha! I was right!
Congratulations, Flobo. You have succeeded where I have failed this time.
2 brains are better than 1.
However, all I gotta say is the last 3 missions.
Yeah, fair point. But on 2 of those missions, I did agree with you.
Yeah, but I should have known.
Well, we don't get to
We left to cut.
get our money reward, but we do get to play with our new weapon.
Fish in those waters.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as per usual, we are going to run around. Ooh, we still got a money reward, sweet. We are going to run around, slaughter some people with our new weapon. Officer's round axe, the one I've been waiting for. We're going to run around with our new weapon, play some music, and slaughter a few bad guys.